What up, YouTube? Gilly writes comics and stuff here. Wanted to share with you one of my earlier pitches to Image Comics. I'm new at the comic book creation game. However, I have been writing for a long time, but I didn't know how to enter the industry really. I was naive. I still am, I guess. I thought you work up a pro quality pitch and you submit it, and based on what you submit, even though if you're a newcomer, I felt like you would have a good chance to become published. Again, that was just me being naive, not understanding what I know now. I remember coming across a quote on Twitter. People just saying, "Hey, you want to write your own stuff? Then you got Image Comics to pitch to, and what have you, or Dark Horse or whatever." And I wish it was that easy, because I have tried numerous pitches, which I'll share with you in each individual video. But this pitch particular is the vast. It's my idea of, I'd say, what a Marvel non-SJW book would look like. Okay, this is just my take at like a superhero, like today's superhero, like a superhero for today's generation, so to speak. That was just my mindset with the vast. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's not a published work, but I will come back to this story. I did have the first issue fully inked, and this is the pitch that I worked up to Image Comics. The book is called The Vast, okay? And here's our main protagonist, Corey Lancer. And he's a biracial. He's half black, he's half Asian, and he is in a relationship with a Muslim Arab high school sweetheart. They're in college together, and his whole thing is he just wants to meet the parents. And because of her religion and her Muslim culture, and him not being, Arab and Muslim, it's just not as straightforward as it seems. So that's just one little bit between him. The art I had on it is Nicholas Selma. He did some work with Dark Horse in Tomb Raider. Andrew Kwan, he was a colorist at the time, but he does his own work as well. He had his own book. And so this is just, I'm just going to go right into the pitch. This is like midway through the first issue. I just used these couple of pages. Again, I should have probably just sent the whole issue, even though it wasn't lettered and not fully colored, but with the colored pitch in between. But anyway, so this is what I got. Rushed home, hoping I can catch her in time. Find out what's wrong. Tell her I love her. Vroom, right? Remind her that I was the one in the family that changed the world, even though I knew the world couldn't change. People need to change for that to happen, right? We got the car pulling up to the house. We're afraid of change because sometimes it pains us. And true pain is always unexpected. So here's Corey Lancer. He's coming home, and whoops, there was a problem loading this page. And what happened to be the problem? That kind of stinks. Let's see if we get any luck here. You can't write this stuff, dude. And here's the second page, and there was a problem loading the page. Ugh, here's another problem. All right, cool. We got the second page. So I couldn't believe my eyes. Ma! Yeah, this is his mom. Why aren't you breathing? Come on, answer me. Don't do this, Ma, please. Wake up. So this is Corey's mother, Mary Lou Lancer. As you can see, Corey's biracial. His mom's Asian. I just wanted, just me, just to reflect the world around us, I just wanted to see a biracial main character. That was just my preference. I opted for half black, half Asian ethnicity, and mom is Korean, Korean American, and Corey Lancer, he's black American. And whoops, there's another problem loading page. Alright, let's see if this works now. This is definitely not how I envisioned this video, and I'm truly sorry, guys, for the mix-up. Let's see if we can get the second page, and the third page is loading up. as we speak. Okay, this is the fourth page. Okay. All right, he's like, wake up, mom, wake up, right? Don't do this, right? So then we got the next page. Still couldn't believe my eyes. And here's a pendant rising up, right? A pendant within a locket. Oh, I'm spoiling. Even when I saw my mother's locket floating in thin air, in the air, it contained some type of bright crystalline rock that I had no idea was a piece of heaven. See, this fragment is actually a celestial rock, actually from heaven, right? Because you know me, I'm the Christian comic book writer. I always try to put some spiritual connections in my stuff. But again, all right, so Ma was trying to save the world, all right. So here's a locket. Here's a little crystalline fragment. I just love this picture. This is how it came out. And me, this is pitching. I thought like this was solid. And in my letter, I pretty much saw, talked more in depth with the narrative. Let's see if we can get this other page to work. I'm like slow torturing you guys. I'm so sorry. This is definitely not how I envisioned this video to go. Right, so we got that. Okay, let's see if some editing magic will bring you guys back. Okay, so right here. Not a second passed before the shiny rock fused into my mind like it had a mind of its own. Celestial vision shot through my skull as if my brain was a film projector running at light speed. So he's going through all this crazy visions that we will see later on in the book. At this moment, we're not seeing them. And then this is what he says. I had just seen heaven. Don't move. The men in black wanted a piece of it. Yeah, they're not a myth. You must be Corey Lancer, Lou's shining star. Heard lots about you. All boring. I'm Mitchell Cartlock, by the way, director of Metanova's Atlas program. Now, your mother stole something that belongs to me, and I'm hoping you know where it is. Didn't seem wise telling Cartlock that what he was looking for was somehow inside me. So I did the only thing that made sense. And that's where I left the pitch. So, I don't know, maybe you guys could tell me if it's solid enough, maybe, But, I mean, I think the artwork work is cool. I mean, I have some little tidbits there, and with the pitch, how I described it, that, it's definitely something, original in my opinion. I know we always see superhero stories where you get superpowers from radioactive spiders, gamma radiation, billionaire wealth, you know what I mean? So I wanted to give someone powers that literally stemmed from heaven. And I don't want to go too much into that because, again, the book isn't finished, and I do have all of that answered. Maybe one day I'll dry pitch this on Indiegogo, see if I could raise up the money, and I can bring the art team back and continue the book. The first issue's done, but that's where my mindset is. I feel like this is something where a non-SJW type agenda Marvel book could go in showing how we can create new books, new narratives featuring new art, new characters. And it's not forced diversity. It could kind of be organic, you know what I'm saying? But we have a main story here that's going to eke everything out, onto the narrative plane. But again, so this was my pitch. The vast, a power stemming from a celestial fragment that literally came from heaven. And again, one day this book will come to life. But again, just sharing with you guys some of my style, some of the genre type themes I like going for, and just for you guys to get a piece of, my storytelling, brand, so to speak, and how I try to fit spirituality in some mainstream type storylines. So, just a quick fast forward glimpse through the vast pitch. Boom, there's a cover. We got our pages here. And, okay, so now here's some of some black and white pages that I'd actually included in the original image pitch. This was the actual last page of issue 1. I closed it out on a splash page. There's Corey, and this is his full transformation with the Celestial Stone into his I guess you could call it his armor, his spiritual armor. And this is Corey here in college. This is Anaya. This is his girlfriend, the Muslim girlfriend. And again, he's smitten by her, and all he wants to do is just meet the parents. And she's just, she wants to introduce him, but like at her pace, at her time. Here's another page with the mother. It seems that she's dead, but of course we can't have every parent die in a superhero story. It's just too much. Been there, done that. So I made it seem like she's dead, but she's not dead, and Cartlock is forcing her, to find, to help her, to help him, get her son. So then this is a pitch that I wrote to Eric S. way back when. I look at July 2015. I'm creator, right? I'm the creator writer of The Vast, an extraordinary yet tragic coming-of-age story that brings a burst of freshness and diversity to the rich world of comics. We've seen the same beliefs said from spider bites, gamma radiation, and alien rings, but how about absorbing a broken shard from heaven's floor? When Lucifer was banished down to hell in a fiery blaze, he shattered a crystallized fragment and separated heaven from space, spreading a hail of celestial fragments throughout the galaxy. Me throwing out a big major plot point in my damn pitch letter. 20-year-old Blasian, black Asian engineering student Corey Lanza has everything going for him except love. He is unhappy being a paper boyfriend to a girlfriend afraid of revealing their culture-shattering relationship to her Muslim parents. Girl problems are the least of his worries, though, when he fuses with a small piece of heaven that gives him unfathomable power. The kind that deconstructs the laws of science and instantly draws attention from a government black ops agency and an almighty alien who are hell-bent on procuring the fragmental firmament at the cost of everything he holds dear, including his faith. For Corey, ordinary life becomes extraordinary for all the wrong reasons, and it worsens the more he uncovers of his new self. So, I mean, like, this was my pitch. I mean, again, I'm a newbie trying to come in, break into comics. I put together what I thought was something was solid, but again, it's very hard to break in. Imagine a defined fusion of mind, body, and soul where great power becomes great sacrifice and the burden of the universe rests on the shoulder of an angsty, broken-hearted college freshman with godlike power. It's a celestial concoction of Spider-Man and Silver Surfer with a dash of Jason Bourne. Welcome to the Vast. Wow, those are three things I never thought I'd hear together. I even forgot I used that for the pitch. The Vast is an ambitious project which tells a bold story featuring relatable characters that represent the world around us, brought together by a creative team of minorities, myself included, and wrapping up in a 5-issue story arc. I love the opportunity to be part of an ever-evolving creative movement that seeks to drive Image Comics beyond expectations. I truly appreciate your time and consideration. Never imagined a piece of heaven could bring so much pain. Pitched, the life of a college freshman is forever changed once he fuses with a celestial stone that gives him unfathomable power. So again, I go more over it, about about a little bit about the book, how he got his power. The main alien bad guy is called Decimator. In my opinion, of course I'm biased, I just feel like it's solid, man. I don't know. I look at it, I see it as solid, and I see it as, hey, man, if this is a new person that has no connection to comic books or whatever, and he just sends me this pitch, I would be like, man, could we put this dude on? Like, could we put this out there to the masses and see if they bite? Out of all the stories that get put out there, like I see something that is pro quality in my opinion. Again, I'm green as far as being a published writer, but I write. I'm a writer. I do write. So again, it just shows how competitive it is to break into comics. But at the same time, if you want to break in, you just got to do your own stuff. I mean, I love this panel. I mean, everything about this comic, I see it as something where if you see this book on the stands, like I feel like the cover, the logo, I feel like it draws you in. What's this dude looking at? You got the, the skies, everything. I mean, I feel like this wasn't a finished cover, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, this was just like where we were going. But I feel like if you see this, I'm sure you just open it up and then you see the color, the way it's done. Like, I don't see how, like, you wouldn't want to take a chance on this book. I don't see it. Again, I'm biased, of course, right? But I don't know. Maybe you guys maybe don't see the potential. You could tell me where I'm missing. I mean, The Vast ain't one project that I'm sleeping on. This is another one that's gonna come back from the dead. But again, guys, I ramble and I digress. This is Gilly writes comics and stuff, sharing with you one of his ill-fated Image comic submission pitches from a few years ago. And again, having quit and still, on blast, trying to make some noise with my latest book, Lair, that's on Indiegogo. But again, guys, thank you for taking the time out to check this out. Peace out.